Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com, and it's 9 minutes till 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, January 16th. So we had our 8:30 a.m. news this morning. Retail sales uh, actually came in a little cooler, right? Which is bad news for the real economy because the consumer is what props up this U.S. economy. Unemployment claims came in marginally lower than forecasted, and import prices, I think were about a push. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But Philly Fed manufacturing was supposed to come in negative. It came in hot, very hot. So that, I don't know. I didn't listen to the talking heads. I didn't dig into the data, but that was definitely an anomaly this morning. So you got, that overhead. So looking out to the rest of the week, right? We have minor news at 10. Natty gas at 10:30, and you've got the big old cold front with those near zero or negative temperatures hitting the U.S. So that might be a little interesting read. The Widowmaker. So as we look, we have news at 11 with Williams talking about the economy. Now there was a bunch of Fed head speakers yesterday, so I don't know what Williams really can add, but it's always these audience questions that you just never know what someone's going to throw out there that gets them off script, and uh, is he going to have a brain fart and answer something honestly? We don't know. So then tomorrow is OPEX, and then just nothing but minor news after that. Keep in mind the stock market is closed Monday. Futures will be open around till around 1 p.m. Eastern time. Check your local listings, and then we have the monthly VIX roll next Wednesday. That's why we have a little bit less volatility this week than we normally would for this week. If you think there's a lot of volatility now, if the VIX would have expired Wednesday, it would be, at least 60% more than what we've had. So, as we look back at the trading day of yesterday, right, the Russell just could not get over the rest of those single prints yesterday. You had that push up from the CPI yesterday, and then flagging up. Uh, the ES did not hit resistance, right? It's just a little bit out of reach. You're up near these level fours, right? So it is what it is. Uh, but if you look, we were at 500, 505 on Monday. I think Tuesday we hit 505 to 510, and then you know yesterday we hit basically uh, serpentine around 515, ending up around 517 at the end of the day on the Qs, and then overnight, right, we have gotten up to uh, over 520 to 5 2057. So, got that going for you. You got the SPY that went up to 595.65 overnight. So another, dang up. And then the cash market was at 59.50. So as we, really look at what that did to structure, we still had those little bit of signal prints left from the previous day, or from older uh, poor structure for the Russell. There were no anomalies. That's kind of been a rarity lately, right? It's normally more common than not, but since we've been in negative gamma, you get maybe once out of every 7, 8 sessions, you get uh, no poor structure. So as we look at where we're at, you can see just by connecting the top of these downtrends with your eyeballs, and that is the title of my video. Uh, does the top of this downtrend channel hold? Well, the ES touched the top of that downtrend in the overnight session, and we'll see what that gets us. So yesterday's point of control, 59.88 quarter. So after the initial bounce, see which side of that we end up landing on. We skipped over yesterday the point of control going back to January 8th uh, of 59.50. So that should be rechecked at some point in time. So that really left, think about that's where everyone's trapped below 59.50. So that'll be a nice little, checkpoint at some time in the future. And also uh, a little bit of an above or below line for me, especially if I see a swing low that is just above that. And then, so here is that downtrend channel. You can see overnight the ES coming up and kissing it, and then, just falling back. I mean, it's the overnight session. You're not going to just blast through that normally in an overnight. Uh, you've got for the NASDAQ, you've got to get up to basically 21,690 to hit the top of this. And this is really where the proof, right? This is just basically a bull flag for both of these right now. Uh, but you've got to get over the top of that bull flag, uh, to start, hitting these horizontal lines on each of these indexes. I'm not going to read them off to you. Uh, but that is where the battle line is. And if this was a meaningful top, right, that downtrend line is not going to be breached by more than a session or two, and you're going to fall right back under it. And if the cleaner it holds, the more conviction the bears would have. So I think over the next week, we'll find out how strong the conviction is for both of these indexes, whether this was a major top or, just a normal, bull flag, a little bit longer consolidation, and, back up to all-time highs. Overnight session, only 34 and a half points for the ES. If we look at all of the indexes, you can see that the NASDAQ and the ES, right, uh, trading above the previous day's high. The Nasdaq still not getting this area, and again, remember 600 is around the top of this channel. Uh, I'm sorry, 692 is the top of this channel, and that would be right around the upper side of these signal prints. So, that's lining up to be some resistance if the Nasdaq trades it, in the near future, uh, for sure. And then the ES, the top of that box, is going to be 28. Remember, right at the overnight high, that is the top of the channel. It can be a little sloppy up there. I wouldn't, trade this to the tick, but you have to be, cognizant of that these signal prints are lining up with where that resistance should be. So the bears need to defend that. The bulls want to take it over that and hold over that, right? So uh, looking at the Dow just basically traded inside of yesterday's range, a tick or two above yesterday's high. Right now, a tick or two above yesterday's low on this last 30-minute bar down here. The Russell is just, trading right around value area low and, getting some prices, testing that area. So I think what is definitely on the table is another, potential for an 80% roll. Value area high is basically right around these settlements. Let's just think of it that way. So you start going negative, especially after the overnight inventory was, up. You're probably going to have a high probability of getting that 80% rule today. I hope this helps. You guys have a great day. We'll see if we hit this resistance. So basically what I'm looking at is re- resistance in these single prints for the ES and the NASDAQ and potential support around value area low. And then if that support gives way, what I would look for is the bottom of this 830 CPI spike. If value area low doesn't hold, you should take out the previous day's low, and then in milestones, then you should take out the opening and the low of this 830 candle from yesterday. I hope this helps you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.